Hey everybody. Well, nobody's joined yet, so I guess this is for anybody that watches the replay. I'm going to set this up on a tripod. I remembered it this time. But yeah, there's that little goat. Sorry, I'm still working on getting this set up. In just a few seconds. Get that. He looks like he's doing pretty good. Still a bit of poop stuck to his butt. I might need to come out here with a wet rag tomorrow and clean it up. Let's okay. He's nursing again, and she's learning to lift her leg up and let him nurse. Okay. Let's try and get the tilt on this better. There we go. Hey, little buddy. You are so cute. And you have very big feet. Yes, you do. Oh, you're going to come check out the tripod? Hello. Oh, yeah. He's got a mess on his back end that needs to get cleaned up. I'll need to, but whatever. He's growing. It's actually a good sign to see that he's passing poop just fine and doing everything he's supposed to be doing. His mama is a first-time mama. She was actually born not very far from here. Only born in this same paddock actually. Just I mean, she was born maybe 20 feet from where this little guy was born. Okay. So I set this, I was wondering what the shade structure is. It is just my chicken tractor leaning on the doghouse to provide some shade for the baby goat. And they've been hanging out here under it all day, but it looks like the mama's going to take him on an adventure. You trying to go on an adventure, Noel? Oh, he found a puddle. Hey, little buddy. Oh, you're coming to say hi? Hi there, little one. Oh, yeah, you're okay. You know me. All right, go follow your mama. It's supposed to storm again tonight. Although it's clear skies right now, the sun's almost set, but a couple hundred miles to the west of us, there's a big storm going. Thank you. Oh, daddy goat's around somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, he's eating. He's finding that teat right away and eating with no issues. Thank you for the likes and the comments. Yeah. I've never seen him nurse off of the other side, but I haven't always been out here with him, so he very well could be nursing off of both sides, and I'm just missing it. But he's really cute. Mostly black with 4 white socks and white ears. Yeah, really cute coloring, and those blue eyes. Definitely gets, oh, sorry, he ran off the camera and just tumbled and took a fall. He got his body moving faster than his legs and did kind of a little front roll right back over to the teats. Hello. yet. I might, if his back end is that dirty again tomorrow, I'm gonna have to clean it up. Okay, the dogs, let me show them real quick. There is one of them right here. They are 3/4 Anatolian and 1/4 Pyrenees. The other one is over there. Those are probably the ones you heard barking. Either that or you heard the neighbor's hound dog barking. I'm not sure what type of hound, but my neighbor's got a hound. So if it was the long, slow barks, it was probably the neighbor's hound. I tune them out, so they bark so much that I just tune them out sometimes. Not always. I do pay attention to it, especially, you know, if they're barking a bunch or sound like their bark's targeted, but if they're just playful barking, I kind of tune it out. Oh. I think that mama wants to go find somewhere to eat for a bit before it gets dark, but baby is he's pretty mobile, but I don't know if he'll keep up real well. Yep, he went right back for the same side he always goes to. He can latch onto that side pretty well, but it looks like that side's smaller than the other. So I think he's just been nursing off of the one side and hasn't figured out that there's two teats to nurse off of and not just one. So as far as what breed of goats these are, the mama is a pygmy goat and the dad is a Nigerian dwarf. And so little baby here is a cross between Nigerian dwarf and pygmy. Yep, thank you for the likes and the shares and all the little hearts I'm getting. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, let me get a view of the front of him again. Hey, little buddy. Oh, of course, he goes right back to nursing. No, not a Great Dane. It's a little baby goat. Big old legs for his body, though. Yeah, he's one of the cutest babies that have been born here this year. He's the only baby goat this year. We had, what was it, 7 little lambs. We're in Oklahoma. Of course. those are the barking you hear in the background. That's our two Anatolian Pyrenees crosses, and they're barking at the neighbor's hound dog, and he's barking back. Yeah, they're barking at the neighbor's dogs. She's got a couple of dogs over there barking right now. I'll have to watch him on that pond dam. If they go up there and he takes a tumble, he could end up right in the pond. That's awesome. Oh, hello from Oklahoma. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in Seattle. Shoot, since I've been in Seattle, been not quite 30 years since I've been in Seattle. I'm sure it's changed a bit since then. No, I'd believe that. No. Let me get a different view here. See if we can. There we go. I better not step backwards very much further, or I'll end up in the pond. Oh, of course, he falls down sometimes. Yeah, I don't go to OKC very often. I mean, a couple times a year, 3 or 4 times a year maybe, but it's rather be out in the country than in the city. Yeah, I know, there's snakes. I kind of put myself between the pond, between the baby and the pond, so that he doesn't accidentally come up here and take a tumble into it. Oh, looks like we got a couple of sheep coming to check out the baby. There's our ram and one of the ewes, and behind the two of them is another ewe and her 2 babies, which are almost as big as her now. That's the one. But let's go back to focusing on the little goats. Hello. Yeah, I lived in the city way too much of my life and have no plans to move back to the city. this is the furthest this little guy has explored from where he was born. There he goes, tumbling down the hill. Oh, I'm not sure exactly. It's got to be mid-80s right now. I think the highs were upper 80s or almost 90 today. But so the baby is basically 1 day old, maybe like 25 or 26 hours old. He was born yesterday. I don't remember exactly what time. I know we got home from running errands and he was stuck in the birth canal, and I had to pull him and do a couple of chest compressions to get him breathing because he was stuck. His tongue was swollen and he wasn't breathing when I got home from running errands. But now he's doing good and jumping around and playing like a baby should. And stay away from the pond a little bit, little buddy. So there's the pond right there. And I think I am going to go turn him around and point him. Well, didn't need to. He turned around by himself. Oh, sorry about that. He moved out of the... It's kind of funny sometimes watching the mama goat just get mad at a fly and sit there and stomp at it and try and headbutt it. Oh, there was a snake right next to me. Just turned to look into the pond for a second, and there was a snake with its head out of the water about 5 feet off of the shore, and then it just 5 feet off of the pond dam, and it went right back underwater. Yeah, scratch control for sure. No, these ones, the goats are more pets than anything. Yeah, they help with the weeds and the grass, and they'll eat the lower leaves off of the trees so they don't get so bushy and shrubby and whatever. Let me lift up a little bit and get a view of what I see in the front paddock. So all across there is all of our sheep, and the daddy goats out there too. But mama and baby are not as mobile as the others right now. Not really. As far as, yeah, we haven't, like, we don't buy a whole lot of feed for them. They don't need much. Goats are they just browse. As long as they've got green stuff to eat, they really don't need much feed. And it really doesn't matter, I mean, much of what the green stuff is. As long as, they don't eat cedar trees real well, but they'll eat pretty much any other tree or grass or weeds or and as long as they have a variety, they pretty much don't need any vet bills. They don't. There's no need to, like if they're given a variety to eat and they're not just eating the same spot they're pooping all the time, have plenty of room to roam around and eat, then they don't get worms or anything, and they don't need to be dewormed. But if they do eat the grass down real short and they're eating where they're pooping, then they can get some worms, and then they'll have to be dewormed. But that's about, it's not really a vet bill for that. You just buy a little bit of the deworming pellets for them and feed, and that takes care of it. But we do feed them a little bit of grain, mainly to keep them to get them trained to it, so that if they ever do get out and we need to move them to a new paddock or whatever, it's good to have them trained to the grain. It really depends on your acreage, on how much land you have. We currently only have 3 goats, but we have a dozen sheep right now. And for us, that's keeping this paddock eaten down pretty well. I've got to get some fencing done for another paddock so I can rotate them better. But our goal is to eventually get up to where, we've got 16 to 20 breeding ewes. Right now we're sitting at 4. So, and as far as the goats go, just whatever, we've got this one nanny goat who was born here, and the dad and the baby, and that's the only 3 we've got. They're not. We have hair sheep, not wool sheep, and the goal with the sheep is to sell the lambs. We've got 3 lambs that are ready to be sold at any point, or we could raise them and grow them out a little bigger before we sell them. Either way, and then we've got 3 other lambs that'll be ready to sell in a couple months. So. I'm trying to keep the tripod close enough to them that they're in view pretty well, and makes it so I got to turn it quite a bit, but that's okay. I'm trying to do good camera work. I don't know if I'm doing good or not. Sprout would be a cool name. Yeah, we haven't named this one, so if anybody's got any suggestions for names, we're open to them. I've been calling him Buddy, but that's just because that's what I call all the little animals around. If they don't have a name, I pretty much call them Buddy. Hello. Yeah, thanks for the likes, everybody. Yeah, these. Yeah, might need to go move them away from the pond a little bit. They're getting kind of close to the edge of it. All right, let's move over a little bit. Daisy, Rose, Lily, Honey, Buttercup, Pip, Peanut, Buttons, Coco, Willow, Playfood. Yeah, we're not going to name him Daisy because we got a horse named Daisy, and it's a boy, so Peanut wouldn't be a bad name. Coco wouldn't be a bad name. We could name him Willow, I guess. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, Willow would actually be a cute name for him, I think. But I'll have to talk to my daughters about that and see if they like the name. So the steer in the background there is separated into a different paddock from the goats right now. He is very curious, and I don't want him being very curious with a little baby goat that only weighs about a pound. And when he weighs a couple 100 pounds or more, Hurley, I don't know, that's a thought. We don't have anything around here named Hurley right now, so we've got a horse named Daisy and a horse named Flower. This mama goat is named Noelle. Yeah. As soon as I turn around and look, he moves out of the frame. Just turning around to look at the goats behind me. Yeah. I don't know. As far as that list of names you gave earlier, I think I like Willow, or what was the other one I said? Willow or Peanut. See how he does going down the hill. I think Mama's going to go down the hill in a second. You see our pond dam leaks a little bit, but that's okay. It's not necessarily here to completely stop all the water from leaking out. It's here to provide a spot for watering the animals. So. But because of the leak in the pond dam, it makes this area over here where the ducks are and the whole downside of the pond to just stay saturated. Grass grows a bit taller there, but the animals don't get in there and eat it as much because I don't think they like sinking in the mud. But when the rains stop later in the summer, it'll dry up a bit because the pond level will go down below where it's leaking. Yep, I think before it gets too dark, the sun is now set. Anybody want to see the sunset? Let's go look across the pond over there. I guess the sun is still setting. You can kind of see it through the trees there, but just barely see it through the trees. Yes, a beautiful sunset. Okay. I think I'm going to need to move the baby goat back in by the shelter because those clouds you can see in the sunset are headed this way, and that is a major thunderstorm headed this way. So he's getting tired and laying down. So what's everybody having for dinner tonight? Seems about that time, right? Personally, I made a pot of taco soup and then came outside to film the baby goat before eating the taco soup. So it's still sitting in there on the stove for me to eat when I get back in there. Yeah, I figure it is. It should be done by now. It just needed to be stirred a couple more times as it simmered. I think he's trying to figure out how to go down the side of the hill without falling. Earlier he was walking up the wire on the edge of the chicken tractor, just walking up it and then falling off and running back around and walking up it again. I want to get away from the pond. These mosquitoes are getting bad, so I'm going to take him back over by the shelter. Hey, little buddy. Oh, you're going to try and run ahead of me? Okay, I got you. Oh, you were a little unsure about going down the pond dam, weren't you? It's all right. Yes, you're calling for Mama? Your Mama's going to come running. Don't worry. Come on, Mama Goat. All right. She's coming running. There she is. There's your Mama. I think I got it zoomed in a bit. That's better. Goes to eating as soon as she got back to him. I didn't want to stand right by the pond because the mosquitoes are getting bad right by it right now. And I wanted him back over here by the shelter for tonight, as the sun is set and it is, like in 20 minutes, it's probably going to be too dark to continue filming. So. Yeah, thank you for the likes, everybody. Yeah, let me turn this a little bit. So you see this wire right here along the edge of the chicken tractor that's leaning on the doghouse. He was walking up that wire earlier and just walking up it and jumping off and walking up it, and he seemed to have a lot of fun doing that earlier. Oh, I'm gonna have to tighten the bolts on this chair. Of course, as soon as I move the camera, he walks behind Mama again. Hopefully she doesn't take him right back out of here again. I might have to block him into the doghouse for tonight, just because we've got another storm coming. Yeah, I'm blocking him in to keep him safe. Keeps him safe from the weather or any predators that might want to come and mess with him. He is really vocal, and the cries of a baby goat are like a dinner bell to most of the predators. So, yes, dear. All right, so I'm gonna set this up back here a little bit. I need to move that chicken tractor off of there so that I can lift the front end of the doghouse as I block them in. All right, little baby. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I know. Mama's gonna follow. All right. Here's the front of the doghouse. Here's the baby goat going in. Go on in. He walks right in. Mama's gonna go in. Go on, Mama goat. Okay, you need a little bit of assistance. There you go. Get in there. I kind of lifted the front end and put it on that frame. The frame there is it's from a crib mattress, or a crib. It's the bed frame off of a crib, and just using that to block them in there because it is small enough that the baby can't get out of it. The wires on there are, and so we can keep them trapped in there for the night, and the weight of the doghouse pins it in place. So and that'll keep both of them safe for tonight. In a few days, we won't have to bother with this so much as he gets to where he's not quite as vocal and more mobile. He'll be able to run away and keep up. And I mean, he is right next to an area where we got a couple of guard dogs in. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, he's laying down. He's getting tired already. I need to adjust this just a little bit right here. Hold the whole thing forward a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'll go live again tomorrow morning as I let them out. I'm just going to keep them locked up for the night though, because the main reason I'm locking them up is because of the storm that's coming in. It's supposed to be high winds, lots of rain, thunder and lightning, and I don't want that little goat caught out in the storm. So it's mainly to keep them safe. Deer. I'll come back and show them again in just a second. I want to show this real quick. We've got this Jersey cross steer over here. He's been in this paddock about a day, basically since he started taking interest in the baby, but he's been walking along the fence line and has basically dug a path along the fence. He's still got plenty of grass in there for probably another 2 days for just him. But yeah, all along this fence line, he's walked the path. I don't think he likes being stuck in there with the dogs, but problem is he's too curious when it comes to the babies, and he is a whole lot bigger than this little baby goat. Here's the baby goat again. Locked up for the night just to keep him safe. I'll give it about 3 or 4 more minutes on this live stream, and then I am going to head inside and eat dinner. Yep, the mama doesn't look too happy being locked up, but it's really just to keep her and the baby safe tonight with the storms. She would do fine in the storms. She would just go run in the trees and find a place to hide if it weren't for the baby, but the baby's not that mobile right now. He gets around okay, but it would take a lot out of him just to get him to walk over to the trees. 50 to 60 yards it is between here and the trees. And I think for safety, because of the storm, keeping him in here is the best idea. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We're at almost 45 minutes on this live stream, and appreciate everybody liking it and taking interest. And yeah. If you missed part of it, feel free to go back and watch it, or go back and watch some of the other live streams with this little baby goat that we've done over the last couple of days. He's definitely drawn quite the attention. All right.